welcome back to Shami's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making cinnamon rolls, mini cinnamon rolls using pie crust. So the first thing you're going to do is to put your pie crust into a container and to add water to it. Just knead that just as how you will be doing flour. It's pretty simple. The instructions are on the box. I use the Betty Crocker pie crust mix. You can get that in your local grocery store. So then you just want to flour your rolling pin along with your board that you're going to be using. So I am going to be putting my dough down, followed by the rolling process. So I'm just going to roll it to about 1/2 inch thick. I want a rectangle. So I'm going to cut the edges off until I get that rectangle that I need. The first thing you have to do is to use soft margarine to butter the surface of your pie crust. Layer that with some brown sugar followed by some cinnamon powder. Use as much as you want. It's yours, so you personalize it. When you're through with that, just roll it all up slowly. Be very careful now and seal the edges using the tip of your finger with some soft margarine. When you are through, just get your knife and to cut into small pieces. Alright, so just take a look at this. These are the mini cinnamon rolls. I have them on that grease baking sheet. Just look at the details. You see the cinnamon powder. You're supposed to see all of this. And this is before baking, right? Just look at that. You can see the sugar and the cinnamon powder. So this is what it should look like before baking. And I'm going to stick these in the oven. I preheated the oven at 250 degrees Celsius, that is. And once they're in, I am going to be baking for, what do you call it? Baking it at 180 degrees. So preheat at 250, and once you're going to be putting it in, you turn your oven down to 180 degrees Celsius, that is. If your oven is in Fahrenheit, then you have to just do the maths, Google it or something. And just bake it for 5 to 10 minutes or until it's golden brown. Alright, so I am basically showing how I'm going to be making this powdered sugar and condensed milk glaze for the cinnamon roll. So powdered sugar, I'm making a little bit. So as I said before, you use the double the amount. So 1 spoon of powdered sugar equals 2 spoons of condensed milk. Get that all in. This is going to be sweet. So yup, that's the glaze. See it dripping. So okay everybody, this is what the finished product look like fresh out of the oven. As you can see, the cinnamon powder and the brown sugar should give it this dark brown look. So now I'm going to be adding my glaze. I don't want to overdo it, so I'm going to put a little bit. So you don't want the actual thing in the spoon or whatever it is that you're using. As you can see, I just kind of dipped it inside of it allow it to run off some bit, and just swirl. That one had too much. Swirl it on it. So yup, that's it. And to top this off, powdered sugar. And ensure that you clean your plate. Or I can just transfer it to another plate. Alright people, so I am going to be tasting this now, and I'm just going to give my honest review. Like, I can taste that cinnamon and the sugar just burst in my mouth, and then the glaze topped it all off, no lies. Like, honestly, if y'all were near, I will give you one to try. This is good, like really good. And they're like mini, so you can eat all 5-6 of them one time. They're very soft on the palate. That's a plus. The glaze is not too sweet, so don't think that the powdered sugar and the condensed milk will be too much, because I don't know. So basically what I think is that the powdered sugar and the condensed milk from the glaze combined with the cinnamon powder kind of balance off everything and not make it that extremely sweet as in the glaze, right? The only thing that I would have done differently is to add more brown sugar on top of the cinnamon, because the cinnamon kind of drown the flavor of the brown sugar within the roll itself. But they're pretty good. They look nice. As I said, they're bite size. You can eat 5-6 of them. You know what would be nice to a nice touch to it? Maybe you could put some chocolate powder or some cocoa powder inside. That could be done. Peace.